Hello. Things are kind of messed up right now, but we'll dealing with it. Hold on a second. Let's get some music playing. All right. Welcome everybody. This is Dice Bag, artist, game designer, world builder, and occasional VTuber. We're gonna do some art today, but first off, I want to start with the new ritual of opening up a pack of Pokemon cards. Because that opening boosters is a thing I did when I first started my channel, really. I wanted to do a little more. Uh-oh, hold up. Okay. Had to freeze for a second. How is everybody? I see Mr. Wilco has followed. I'm surprised you weren't followed before. You show up more than most of the people who follow. But how's everything going for the people in the chats? Hold on, I need to remember how to open this with my robot arm. Oh, let's hear it. Oh, that sucked. That sucked. Oh well. At least we get the smell. Oh. Yeah, that's some good stuff. I love the smell of Pokemon cards. Reminds me of when I was a little boy. They haven't changed in like almost 30 years. Magic cards have changed. Oh man. I need a better paint job on my hands. It's starting to wear out. But anyways, let's take a look here. Let me move my things around here. Actually first, before I do anything else, we'll go through this, then we'll start with the drawing. Let's see, we got a Bonsley, just a little guy. I remember when they introduced baby Pokemon. Do we remember baby Pokemon? It's a stupid idea, but it's kind of necessity when you handle things the way Pokemon does. They just introduced pre-evolutions. And the card game was like, but those would be basic Pokemon if we knew about them before. And of course the card game is not that well designed in the first place. But anyways, Bonsley doesn't even have a cost on his attack. Let's see. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. Ah. Dolive? A cute little thing. This thing is so deceptive. You think it's going to turn into like a Gardevoir type of thing. But then it becomes weird. It's got a cute middle stage though. It's one of those rare ones where the middle one is like better than the other two. Timple. That is some crude artwork, but cute little guy. He's pretty beefy. This is a beefy little guy. Surskit. Flamigo. You know, flamingo, but without the N. I don't know why that's the name they choose for it, but they did. One of the new ones, I think. One of the latest gens, and it shows. Literally just flamingo. Bronzong. Good old one. One of the first shinies I ever caught, I think. Pretty sure I still have him on one of my cartridges. They're green. They're freaking green. Beartic, kind of a boring one, but whatever. Nice good drill. Alright, we're in the foil ones, as you can see. Wow, he's a real interesting card there. Got a whole one word of rules text. Nice. Toad scroll. And I'm not sure how I feel about these not regional evolutions that I was skeptical about regional evolutions on to begin with. Like, why you gotta make a Tentacool but then call it not Tentacool? Or Tentacruel, excuse me. It's just more stuff that makes it complicated in a stupid way. Scoville, okay. One of the newer ones. Kind of an interesting idea, fire and plant. I don't think they've had that before. They could have done it in a more interesting way, not gonna lie, but a pepper-themed plant creature. This isn't creature. I'm calling it my own thing. Plant grass Pokemon. A pepper-themed grass Pokemon is a good idea for fire and the grass. And basic steel energy. Was hoping we'd get something a little more flashy. I think I got one of these last time. Oh well. It is what it is, and it do what it be. Now, if you'll excuse me... Hold on. I gotta turn my actual sound down. Kinda loud in my ears. Alright. Let's move things back to where they were. Then we'll get to Drawlin. Oh, uh-oh. What is this? This is a secret tool that will help us later. Don't tell nobody. Wait, I need to fix my hand here for a second. Give me a second. Alright. Now that we got the bad luck out, the rest of the stream should be fine. So, it's almost time. It's almost to the point where I don't need to design new creatures. But we're not there yet. Not quite. We still got a few that we need to color in. Like this guy. This little boy. Whoops. Hold up. There we go. Not exactly a little boy, really. Kind of a big boy. But he's got a little boy. Let me show you his little boy. There he is. Isn't that cute? No. Then he turns into this monstrosity. But anyways, yeah. We're gonna do a few of them today. And then I think that'll be pretty much all of them that I have drawn up. But I still need to do like maybe 2 families left before I have a full roster that I'm okay with. So right now we have, let's see. Hold up. We've got Artillery there. We got Nardian, little Narwhal guy. He is going to fill in the ice and celestial gaps. And then he also has bigger form. There we go. This is Sanctus. So these guys are going to feature the Paladin class as their main thing. Paladin, and I believe Frostbrand is going to be their other major thing. So they're going to be big melee guys of the Celestial and Ice types. And then after that, we're gonna need still a... What was it? I forgot.
Restream bot said, YouTube, AS Brunner evening everyone.
Hello, AS Brunner. How's it going? We were just talking about my designs for this game here. Let's see. I was having a brain fart on the last few I needed to do. Let me pull up some of my notes here. Let's see. Type breakdown. That's what I'm looking for. Nice. Oh, that's right. I still need like a singular ice creature, because I'm going to retcon the main one into ice and psionic, and then we're gonna be left with a gap there. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, there's one more 2-stage family that we'll have to do, and then it should be done. But for now, we're dealing with these guys, because I'm not entirely sure what those other ones need to look like. So we're just gonna color. Coloring. We're just a color book today. We do want to go in and mess with the line art a tad. My assistant did pretty well with it on this one, so we're not gonna do a whole lot to it. Just add in some details and clean her up a tad. Like this here. Not fond of how there's a gap in between all these. We're just going to make that go away. Pretty simple. Now let's see. Oh, I shouldn't have taken the small guy off. I'm gonna need to reference his colors. Well, are you coordinates? There he be. I think we want to make this bigger guy a little more brown. Coordinates and tortillery here are going to be... Oh wait, there's other details I have to see that I forgot. Anyways, coordinates and tortillery are going to be water and earth. So, what? Instead of redrawing this, we're just gonna select it. Move this down. Like so. And anyways, I feel like this color scheme is a lot more water than earth. So we're gonna try and make this guy a little more muddy colored, since he is not the cute one. He will be allowed to be a little more, a bit less vibrant. tweaks to this one. It's always kind of weird thinking about how all the joints and everything go together on things like this. You got rigid plates involved in the design.
RKIG Wilko said, "So, how's everybody doing?"
That's a good question. How is everybody doing? I haven't heard an answer yet. I'm doing alright. I got myself a new phone this week. First one in probably like 7 years. So you can imagine why I got the new phone. Alright. I think that's all the adjustments I need to make for this guy. How's it going with you, Wilco? What's up? I just noticed you followed before the stream. Almost didn't make it.
Restream Bud said, YouTube, AS Brunner doing good. I got some significant work done on the language I'm making today.
Oh, you're making a language. Okay, so you're a writer. You must be from the Iron Age boys that I've been hanging with on Twitter a little bit. Hard to keep track of everybody. We don't exactly have a consistent stream crowd.
Said, YouTube, AS Brunner, yes sir. RKIG Wilko said, I could try to and doubt I could get 7 years out of a phone. I'm doing alright myself, I never have called to complain though I will, at great length. Best I don't get started. Restream Bud said, YouTube, AS Brunner part of the Adwood crew.
Alright. Drink with Crazy. You got a pretty good channel going there. Well, anyways, welcome to this stream. It's a lot more chill, a lot less drinking, and a lot less crazy. But, well, things do get crazier if I get a little gaming. Then we start doing the screams! Especially if things crash. Like they have been with Baldur's Gate 3. Which I don't think I will continue playing. Mostly because it crashes on me. But also because in my off-stream playthrough that I was doing, I've reached a point where, like, I just get propositioned for sex out of the blue. And it's really obnoxious. What's going on over here? I should have listened to my instincts on that game, because my instincts said this is going to be annoying. But everybody was like, oh, you just don't have to click on those things, and it's fine. No, it's not fine. The gay vampire is still going to hit on you, and if you're a dude,
Restream
it's going to be really annoying.
Said, YouTube, AS Brunner, I've been watching Animated Moon streams, so I'm used to the chill art streams.
Animated Moon. I'm not familiar with that one.
RKIG Wilko said, I wasn't going to jinx it. What are you going to play instead? I also wouldn't care if they left romancing options out of games. I find them to be way too forward. BRB Chunky Boy Pizza
You're being chunky boy pizza. Okay. Yeah, I'm not. Like, I'm alright with romance options, but ultimately, I'd rather have a game like that that's basically just a dungeon crawl than anything that's super story heavy. Because when it all comes down to it, everything's just scripted.
Restream Bud said, YouTube. A.S. Brunard, he's an animator currently working on a really cool graphic novel called The Blind King.
Blind King. Still doesn't ring a bell. And I might have to look him up. He's doing art streams and whatnot. Anyways, I'm spending way too much time on details with this thing. I should be coloring by now. Let's give this guy a save. And we'll start playing around with colors. Oh yeah, let's merge these first. Okay. So I'm thinking his shell should be more brownish. Maybe something like so.
Said, YouTube. A.S. Brunard, are you in the ADWC Gilded?
I am not. I have a hard time keeping up with anything in like a Discord type of format. I barely use my own. Speaking of my own, I should be in the voice chat for that right now. Let's see. Let me get in there in case one of my buddies wants to hang out. Alright. I haven't seen any of them in the chat, so maybe Kohet will pop in. He's online, it looks like. But the last several art streams have been fairly lonely for me. Nobody to talk to. I'm just talking to myself. Still looks so purple. Try. Oh, don't do this to me. Just fill in the thing. I think that might be alright.
Restream Bud
I'll have to see.
said, YouTube. A.S. Brunard animated Moon is in the Gilded. He streams Tuesday and Thursday nights usually. He might be willing to cost ream if you're interested.
Does he stream in Gilded? Or does he stream somewhere else? Does Gilded even have stream capabilities? Or is that just a Discord thing?
Restream Bud said, YouTube. A.S. Brunard no on YouTube.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll have to look him up then. I'm still thinking the purple is too saturated. Colors are an interesting thing.
Restream Bud said, YouTube. A.S. Brunard, yes, you can stream in Gilded. I think he does occasionally stream in Gilded.
Let's see. Let's see. That might be neutral enough. I think I might go with that. And let's see if we can just... Oh, come on. Refer to other layers. We'll see what this looks like.
RKIG Wilko said, that's more brown? O.O.
Well, not anymore, really. It's more brown than the blue here. The turquoise kind of looking blue. Because if you go around the color wheel, you get to brown. You know what? It might have been a shorter route to go through yellow or green. Now that I look at it. But that color, this right here, and like the space between red and orange, where brown typically resides, is kind of on the exact opposite ends of the color wheel. So in order to get something more brown, I just turn it into a different color, basically. We could try a more yellow route. That looks real bland, though. Eh. How about some puke green? Very nice. Yeah, I think I like the purplish one better. It's different enough. Maybe. Oh wait, no. No. I don't want to do that.
RKIG Wilko said, it does look more bland, but that's what I pictured when you said more brown. Earthy tones. Not lavender field tones, laughing face, but hey, it grows from the earth.
A lot of rocks are pretty blue in hue. If you take a color picker and pick the color, it'll be very desaturated.
Said,
but it'll be in the blue range.
A.S. Brunard, is it an evolution of the one in the corner?
Yes, it is the evolution, or as we call them in Crytures, metamorphosis. I like that term better. What was I doing? Oh yeah. I was filling in this one spot. I'm looking at it, I'm thinking the it's just too saturated. We're gonna desaturate the edges a bit. Ooh, maybe not that much. Maybe it's not so bad as it is. Here's an idea. Let's blue it up a tad. About that. Put some on his little toesies. Bada bing, bada boom. What do we think? Perhaps we could use the more earthy tone on, and I don't know about that. Not that. Alright, color theory. Let's see. We've got... Here. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Hold on. Oh. Can't do it. Here's what we do. There we go. That's the right one. Here we go. Now you can see the color wheel. Let me talk about this. So we've got an almost purple over here. Then we've got an almost green over here. So if we go for like a... Well, wait a second. What is this? Okay, that's just straight up in the middle. So we're in the blue range. That would mean that like an orange would usually look good, but I don't know, man. I'm not having it. It just looks out of place. That would be like the complementary of the main color scheme. That just ain't looking so good to me.
RKIG Wilko said, try the opposite of the purple shifted range, straight face.
What, the greenish side? Let's see, hold on. So right about here would be the opposite if we leave out the purple side. Whoops.
RKIG Wilko said, yes, for the edge rather than the armor.
For the edge. Let's give it a try. I'm willing to try anything pretty much. That might be alright. Copper look. Could probably play with the saturation a little bit, but let me save this color. Make ourselves a little swatch here. And that'll be our little secret. Let's see. Put that there and give him his... Oh, come on. Give him his toes. He's definitely not gonna have his tusks that color, though. We'll have to give him like a yellow or something. If we just go like very light, I think that's worse.
Kohate said, oh, this is cool. What's good, dice?
Hey, go ahead. Long time no see. Life is good, I suppose. As good as it usually is. And he is a pretty cool boy. He's got a nice little helmet. And some, thigh pads. Now, the interesting thing actually about this guy, that he's going to be basically a long-range tank. He's going to be real tough. But, well, he's basically going to be a literal tank. He's just going to sit there in the back and lob attacks at people from a distance.
Kohate said, his texture reminds me of something I can't quite put my finger on. I like it.
It's kind of like the texture of a stereotypical grenade that you'd see. Right? I'm right about that, right? At least that's what I thought of when I drew it.
RKIG Wilko said, a pineapple one, yes.
Yeah.
Kohate said, yeah, that's it. All American reject cover. Oh, and a pineapple. Both correct.
Okay. All of this change in color schemes has bled the edges together. You see that? You see how the one edge is getting through past the lines? We hates it.
RKIG Wilko said, the horror. Kohate said, misery.jpg.
Go ahead, Nose. Oh man, it's worse than I thought. Ugh. Alright. I think we almost got it all. Oh no, there's some up here too. I don't want to do it. I was looking over here, I didn't check. I'm gonna have to fill in gaps, so I might as well do that now while I'm looking at it. I don't see too much over here. This part seems pretty good. Might have already done this, I don't remember. But there's corners to fill in. Alright. Oh, dang it. We're gonna do a little trick here. Shield your eyes from the bright green. This will make it easier to spot gaps in the coloring. I'm not seeing any. I think we're good. Nice. Now we keep them blue eyes. Oof. Oh, get rid of it. Alrighty. Now we can start throwing in some colors. You know what though? There's one thing that's bugging me. Sorry, we got to nitpick. This just ain't thick enough. So we're gonna take this and thicken her up. Alright. We don't want this guy getting his tail bit off.
That was an extremely economical edit.
Nice and clean. Yes, it was. Alright. I think I can stop nitpicking now. Alright. Multiply layer. Let's go about 20 opacity. 20 opacity. I'm just going to use straight black. Ah, flipping mask. Come on, man. I'm losing it. Alright. So let's say the light is coming in from this direction. That means you get a shadow kind of like so. Basically, probably not going to be a whole lot of nuance to this guy's shading. I see a gap. Alright, it's taken care of. I'm not too fond of how this here looks. Yeah, let's go with that. Now we can do highlight. I have to switch between big and small brushes. Hate doing that. Not efficient. I'm gonna give him some reflected light over here. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do with his eye details. That's kind of haunting me because it's coming up. But for now, time to feather out the edges.
Restream bot said, YouTube, AS Brunard, I'm a head over to the AdWork stream. Catch y'all later.
Alright, see you around. Thanks for showing up. YouTube's kinda dead most of the time. Wonder how all these other, you know what? I moved this over earlier, but let's move it back now, so it's not right over my shoulder. Let me move Scooch over just a tad here. There we go. Let me check how things are going on the actual platforms. See, we got some rumblers hanging out and lurking. Hi, rumblers. Oh, one of you left. What? You don't like that I called you out for lurking? It's okay. What's up with Odyssey? How's Odyssey doing? Ain't nobody watching on Odyssey. My biggest following platform. Never has anybody watching on it. I assume they watch the VODs, because that's where most of my views over there come from. We do make the streams lonely. Nope. I almost forgot the clipping mask on that layer. Now let's make another one. Let's make another overlay for the highlights. Let's put some okay, we need, or actually, yeah, that. I need to use the actual white color. Alright, I think his tail needs some reflected light here too. is looking pretty good so far. I think there's just one thing left. Oh wait, there's another thing I can procrastinate on. We're gonna color the line art, because that's the thing we do. That don't look bad. I thought I might need to change the line art color since he's got a different color scheme going, but I think he'll be alright. It's pretty close to black, so it kind of doesn't matter. I know, now I have to address the eyes, though. Let's see. Let me just do exactly what I did on the other one and see how it goes. Got it on the other one side. Just leaving it like that without the shine might be alright. Maybe we could give him like a glow. Alright, chat boys, what do we think? Did it look better without the pupils? The quote-unquote pupils? So just let that simmer so you can take a peek.
RKIG Wilko said, the right one I'm not so sure on.
Our right or his right?
RKIG Wilko said, right? I think. It's a little more defined than the left.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It is not a difficult change. Filling that part a little bit. I think that might do it. I think he might be done. Let's see. Remove these things. We'll give him a save. And then we'll save him as a transparent PNG. Already exists. Yes, but it's just a sketch. Don't worry, computer. We can replace it. Alright. He's a big boy. Here he come. We're going to make him a much smaller boy so he fits on the desk. There we go. My little toy. Alright. Next one. This one. I'm gonna have to check the actual size on it. Let's see. It might be a little bit big. Actually, that might be a reasonable size. He's a little big. Let's see. Try that. That'll probably work. I want to try and keep the sizes consistent between all the creatures. That way, when I put them into a collage together or something, they don't look completely different with all their line widths messed up. Like they were drawn on a different file together, which they were. But we don't want it to look that way. Lines on the flippers are kind of chunky there.
Kohate said, are they all shaded from the same angle though?
No, Cohead, they're not. Unfortunately, I have to take some liberties. But that's where the flip function comes in.
Kohate said,
Cohead, Geronimo can't read that. Come on, man. I can't either. Making me look at the chat to see what you said. Alright, we're gonna have to cut this boy down. Two sides.
Kohate said, Geronimo needs to go back to school. Then you don't, just download a software patch or something.
$2,000? That's a pretty good size. 2,000 by 1,600. That's a nice round number. Look, Geronimo is running on ancient technology right now. If I had my future tech, he'd be way more powerful. But I have to make do. And I have to restart the music too because why did it stop? Ah. Take this, move it over here. Bit. Nice. Nice. I want to make references, but I don't think you guys will even get it. You ever watch Steve, the MRE guy on YouTube? That's not what he's called, but his name is Steve, and it's something else like, I don't know. His date of birth, MRE something or other. I don't know. He is like the Bob Ross of MRE reviews. And I've watched his stuff just to listen to him talk. Anyways, one of the things he says when he opens up the MREs and gets them out, he says, let's get this onto a tray. And then it cuts and he's like, nice. So yeah, I just reminded myself of him. You know what I should do? Should open up the other CSP file that I actually drew the sketch of this in. put the wines over there. That way we can see if it's actually the right size. I actually made him bigger. Alright. Whatever. If he's gonna be a chunky boy, then he can be a chunky boy. Do not save that one. I will trust old Dice Bag's judgment on this one. We'll make him chunky. Alrighty. Hold up. I need to flip things more often. They look alright. No. He's supposed to be celestial and ice. Like so. And this is gonna need to be pretty pale. Or alright. He's got his ice helmet, his ice tusk. Gaps might be hard to see on this one. What color do we want to do with his eyes? He's pretty close to coordinates already. So I don't want to give him like straight up blue eyes. Maybe if we like pale it up. Could just go really dark, as animals usually have. Let's not go with that dark. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, he's a simple little guy. Shading should not be difficult here. Don't need brushes that big. simple. Alright, now we get our white. Some of that reflected light down here. Belly. And we'll go in and do a second highlight layer. A little extra gleam on some things. Probably gonna need pretty opaque. Whoops. What happened? Oh, I turned it off. Just hit the wrong thing. Okay. Now we are good for feathering effect. So like I said, this guy is going to feature the Paladin class, which will be one of the Celestial classes. And also the Frostbrand class is basically going to be the melee version of, well, the only melee ice class, I think. Kinda needed a creature that exemplified both, so this guy was born out of that necessity. I think we'll be taking the
RKIG Wilko said, so they feature element / type and class.
Kind of. See, we have types like Pokemon in this game, but like the move sets, the things that they can actually learn, those are defined by the classes, which are also divvied up by type. I forget what this guy's third class was. I think it was a water one. One thing I like to do is give them a class that is not part of their types. Because you do see that a lot in Pokemon already, but that's how the mechanism would work for adding things that are not part of their type to their moveset. I want to set a precedence early on that you don't need to have a certain type to have a certain class. We actually have like got a Pegasus that's an air type, but it has a lightning class. No lightning type. But I do want each type to be represented by at least one class. I think it's crazy if you don't do something like that. Let's see. Like, what was it? Like the ghost classes, basically? Or the ghost types, like in Gen 1, barely had any ghost moves. I think they had like Lick and Nightshade, and that was about it. That always drove me crazy. There's some other one too. Can't remember it off the top of my head. Let's...
RKIG Wilko said, classes fairly standard fare?
Fairly standard fare. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Give me some more to go on. The heck is this layer for up here? Okay. I guess it's supposed to be the line art color layer.
RKIG Wilko said, well, you mentioned Pally, so along those lines, War, Wiz, Klee, etc.
Not really. I kind of... How do you describe this? They're a lot more narrow, and they usually refer to something like the features that they have. So this guy, I could probably justify giving him the Horned class, but I didn't want to, so he doesn't. But we've got classes like, let's see, the Beast classes have like, there's Horned, there's Scamp, there is Stalker, and Beak, I think, oh, Serpent. There's like 5 Beast classes I've got figured out. And let's see, Ice would be like, I think there's Blizzard, Chiller, and Frostbrand. So they're not quite like what you'd expect out of a RPG in the standard sense. But the main thing is each of them have like 5 levels, like pretty much everything in the game. And at each of the odd levels, they gain new abilities to use in combat. And at each of the even levels, so 2 and 4, they gain like a flat bonus to something. So they might get like plus 10 health or plus 1 mana, or they might get what is it, like plus 1 roll modifier on opportunity attacks, plus 1 to range of ranged attacks, stuff like that. And of course they can mix and match all their class levels to pretty much any extent. You can max out all 5, but I think I will impose like a limit on how many like abilities you can have like memorized at one time, because I think if you got 3 classes and each of them have like 4 powers, that's like 12. That's a lot of options in the middle of combat, and it's gonna bog things down. So I'm thinking there's probably gonna be a limit.
Said, power creep, laughing face.
Yeah, that's how that works. This guy, The eyes, the eyes, the eyes.
Eyes, the eyes, the eyes.
What was I doing with them? Making them look like crap? Yeah. What if we go? What would we try like so? I think no matter what I do, if I do a shine like this, it's probably gonna just look like his pupils. Okay. It doesn't want to recognize that the black is a different color there. Eventually, I'll find the correct place for these things. We'll put the shine on his iris, which is concave, rather than the... Wow, that looks worse than before. You know what, we might just have to bite the bullet and let it kind of look like his eyes are looking in a direction when they're not. Because that don't look bad, it just doesn't look the way I want it to look. And sometimes the way I want it to look just might not be possible. Joys of being an artist. You want it to look away, but you don't know how to make it look that way. It is a struggle. I think he might be done. Alright. Give him a save. Save the PNG. Alright, where the heck you at? Oh. My collection grows. He's gonna fight Geronimo down there. Alright. Now, for the big one. This is gonna have to change. Those eyes are way too thick. What's going on there? Well, first of all, let's open up the original CSV file here so we can get the proper size. I knew it. All right. Now he should be sized correctly. Talon for scale. He's a big boy. Alright, first things first. We're gonna have to trim the lines on here. Might have to do a lot of trimming of the lines since I had to size it up so much. Oh yeah. He's a big boy, so she should have thinner lines. Delicate business trying to trim down the lines like that. This is a little backwards. You get things intersecting like this. Like to use thicker lines close to the intersection. It implies a little bit of a shadow in between them. Let's get this leg over here. I think most of it will be okay. Weird curves are the worst. You just had to give him a shell motif, didn't I? Also, he's got a built-in seat right here for people to ride him. Wait, what's going on? I have to reference the sketch. Okay. I see what I meant. I see what I meant. Patron didn't know. Okay. Just gonna fill in the eye like that. Whoops. We're not gonna worry about having the lip curve around there like that. We're gonna stylize it a little extra bit. So it's just one curve there. You know what? The other way was better. It matches the other side. Alright. Oh, that tusk is chunky too. Alrighty. Okay. I think we're ready to color. Resist the urge, dice bag. Resist the urge. You don't need to fix every tiny little imperfection, because you're probably just gonna mess it up worse. Alright. Colors. Let's get our boy over here. Close the PSD file. don't like that. Found something. Need to fix it. Gotta fix it now. Alright. That should work. And we got lots of gaps to fill in this pale thing where I can't see half of them. Eh. Just gonna go in and get all of them. Whether I can see something there or not. Actually, I probably should blur the line art slightly. Most of it's got that crinkly, jagged edges. Don't like it. Like the jagged edges. Alright. Filter, blur. Gaussian blur. Not a big one. Just a little bit. Smooth things out a tad. Let's see. Whoops. There we go. And the eyes. Whoops. There we go. Kind of want them to be very saturated to kind of give that celestial look. Or give him a little more of a celestial look. Right now he's looking very ice and water. What if we just go yellow? Looks evil. Guess what? Well, something more gold. That might work. Maybe. I'll color him up and see how I feel about it at the end. I'm definitely gonna want to add some details to the eyes. We're gonna need a big brush for this guy. Okay. As usual, we'll put the tail in the light a little bit. Select all this and give his little helmet a little bit of a shadow. Do we have the flipper out? Let's see what it looks like. It might be too chunky. So chunky that all his flippers are under his body in the shadow. Let's give that a try. Okie dokie. On to the highlights. Not multiply layer, overlay layer. White. Or highlight color. It looks like most of the highlights are going to end up being reflected light here. Give it here. And some over here. And some on his underside. All right, and big highlights. Alrighty. Smoothing time. Ash. Hmm. Ah. Gotta pop my neck there. Getting stiff. Wonder if that was audible, actually. Felt like a good old crack. Ooh, this should have had a highlight. You know what? Might be cooler if I gave him like a shadow under his helmet. I'm kind of reluctant to erase the highlight out of here, but let's do it. No saving it for later. Alright, so first what we're gonna do. Black. Black. Thicken the lines around this part. To give the impression of a darker shadow. wait, dang it. I selected the color that was already had a highlight over it. It was wrong. Alright, back to actually doing what I was doing. Then we go in with a multiply layer in black. Just throw in one of these. I think that looks good already. There we go. He's looking more threatening now. Now let's see. Alright. I think we're getting somewhere. Wait, dang it. Okay. Didn't fill this part in, I get it. Will fill this part in. Will erase this part of the highlight that's still there. And then select these, make a big old brush with white, soften the opacity low. I think I got the gist right on this, but I want to fine tune it a tad. Go in. Yeah. Whoops. Go ahead and fill in. Okay, what's going on here? Alright. I got it. There we go. Look at him. He's ready to fight. Now we can repurpose this layer I had that I don't need anymore and turn it into the, hold on. There we go. Anyways, as I was saying, now we can fill the line layer with color. And that color is probably not going to work. It's too dang green. That's okay. Now that we can just fill it. And that should work. That one should work. Yeah. I think I like it. Although it does call into question, should I recolor Nardian's eyes? I don't think I like it like that. It just looks kind of weird. So we will keep him as is. Do not save. Let's see. Do I? No, I don't. Let's see. Don't talk to me or my son ever again. Alright, anyways, enough messing around. We can save this and put it to the PNG now. Yes,
Place it.
Alrighty. What else have we got going on? Still got some people watching on Rumbles. Question is, what could we do next? I've kind of run out of creatures to color. I said something about this in the post. What was I planning? Anything? Brainstorm ideas for the last few creatures. Still got almost an hour before I expected to end the stream. Let's see. Actually, let me talk about a thing. We can put this on hold, and I'll talk about the other thing, the secret project. The secret project. Because I just made a post not earlier today, about the prototypes I got, so I can take a look at those on the hand cam. Hold on. Okay. I've got my arm attached, making sure. Alright, we're gonna have to move some stuff around. Give me a second. I need a new webcam for that. Look at this thing jittering. Quit that. Alright, let's put this away. And as you can see, we have some new things coming to mail. So these are prototypes for the thing I'm working on, the Cryture's spinoff. That's probably going to come out before the actual thing. But the whole idea with Crytures, from the get-go, I wanted to have basically a way for people to play the game without having like a full group going, because it's hard to get 4 or 5 people together at one time to play a game for several hours week to week. So if you can't do that, we're gonna have another little format of a game that you can play that's gonna function on most of the same rules as far as combat goes. We're gonna have dynamic tiles, so you'll be able to make your own little maps on the fly with this stuff. Of course, these are cards. Look at that, hexagonal cards. We're going to try and implement some card game mechanics into this one. And most of it's just going to be a copy-paste of things from the Cryture's RPG. But the actual rules on how you go about building your creatures and your teams, well, character creation is going to be completely different. So since these are cards, you can actually shuffle these up. That'll add to a random element of how you get to deal with the terrain, and you'll probably be able to, if I can find good ways to implement these things, you'll be able to actually superimpose new terrain on top of old terrain and change it as you go. Start out probably something like this. Each player will have like their own side of the board that they create. And you'll start like right here, and then each one you'll get to place one by one around, taking turns. And there's gonna be some ways that I might be able to streamline the combat. Of course, these things I'm gonna have to take another peek at. I'm gonna restart my music too, because boring just listening to me talk. But yeah, the tokens are not what I was hoping. These things are about as thin as the cards. Look at that. Yeah. You can't see it. My head's in the way. Dang it. But yeah, those things are flimsy. They're tiny. They're the right size to fit on the board, which kind of makes me think, so close. I don't know if I should change it or not. But they do have like cardboard punch outs that actually stand up that you can use as game pieces. Because these just come in this that you can punch out. And of course, since they're laser cut, they have like soot on the edges that you have to wipe off.
I really like the big tiles.
Yeah, the big tiles are a nice... They're going to be useful for the actual role-playing game, too. That's something else I wanted to make sure for this. So this is going to be kind of like a supplemental product that'll not only give people a thing to play in like a head-to-head match, but also stuff that they can use in their actual role-playing games that are ongoing with other people. I would have liked to keep as much of the RPG stuff in this as possible, but I just don't think that's going to function properly as a game. It's going to be way too much bookkeeping and all that, so we're going to have to streamline some of it. Remove probably like the mana and stamina systems. We'll replace it with something that's a little more of a dynamic thing that we can work with. I think we're also going to shift the abilities, the powers in combat, from having the flat like stamina and mana costs, and actually have it to be something that like you generate on a turn by turn basis. So maybe you'll have on your creature's turn they'll be able to generate a certain amount of like mana of a certain kind of one of their types, and then you can spend that to play your actual attacks and whatnot, or play abilities that change the battlefield here. Because I'm also thinking about putting those the powers and stuff into decks of their own, so it'll have like a collectible card game element, but not so much on the collectible, because I don't want to do all the artwork for that. That's the worst part about making a collectible card game, is doing all the artwork for it. And the stuff we have for creatures just ain't gonna be enough to repurpose for every single power in the game. So these aren't going to be really a collectible thing. It'll be more like a deck building thing on its own. But that's kind of the gist of what I've got going on here. So we're gonna have to try out those stand-up tiles. And these things, I'm not sure, maybe a playmat would help to keep them from sliding around. That's the other thing, it's just kind of awkward. I'm going to move the shortcut over here. Look at the mess it made. They fit together nicely though. That's the main thing I was worried about. Is that the things just wouldn't line up very well. We got that. We got the main thing. 2 thumbs up. The main thing functions. And these are the proper size. So that's nice. Everything's sized correctly, everything's lined up correctly. Could use some borders on these things, but we're gonna try something different anyways. So whatever. Prototyping is prototyping. We got what we get. We're gonna have to work on making some cards for the actual decks. Just gonna be busy work mostly. Oh, and icons. I made a bunch of them already when I was dabbling with the actual creatures TCG. I'm probably going to repurpose those and a lot of the card formatting, but most of it should be data entry. We're going to have to work on a few new icons. I think I might have like half of them made already, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. But the rest of it is just going to be getting the cards and everything in the right positions so I can fit all the information on the card itself. Which is another reason to streamline a lot of the RPG elements. Just so I don't have to have so much stuff to find a place to put. But yeah. That's it. That's the thing. This is going to be... Hold on a second. Hold on. Where'd it go? This is going to be...
RKIG Wilko said, looking forward to seeing how it all progresses.
Should be a good one. Should be a good one. We're getting there. Alright. I should have got the black screen. Dang it. Okay, hold on. It looks better with a black background. Hold on. We got lore involved in this, the concept behind this. Here we go, here we go. Creatures Dueling Dreams. Call it Dueling Dreams. The idea is that since creature conjurers are lucid dreamers and the creatures exist on their dreamscape worlds when they're not being conjured, these battles will be taking place in the dreamscapes themselves, which is why we will be able to you will be able to dynamically alter the terrain on the fly. So that will be the excuse we have. Move over a tad. So yeah, this should be interesting. This is for your eyes only, chat. We're not announcing this officially yet. This is just a sneak peek for you all for showing up. Because you're my boys. This will be our little secret. But yeah, this should be fun. We're gonna really talk about it in a couple weeks. That's when I should be ready to actually put it up for everyone. And I'm mostly just wasting time right now. But yeah. Also, I was mentioning earlier, the other guy from YouTube said he came from a Drink with Crazies crowd. I'm actually going to be on one of his shows on the 22nd, so in a couple weeks. And we'll be talking all about creatures and all that. It's called Iron Age Nights. And yeah. He's got a lot more followers on YouTube than I do, so that's the thing. So maybe we'll be able to get a little more publicity on this whole project. He definitely seems to like it, so we're getting somewhere with some people. That's always good. The more eyes on the project we can get, the better. The better our chances of actually getting a player base and, you know, getting a crowdfunding thing going and actually putting it on the market. That's all gonna be needed. Need that and a mailing list. So if you haven't joined the mailing list, by the way, there's links in all my descriptions and everywhere. You can probably find something about that. So you all in the chat, you lurkers, do check that out. And if otherwise, I think I'll just see myself out because I've run out of things to talk about and I'm not that talkative of a person to begin with. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.
RKIG Wilko said, "You're not going to fill up my mailbox with garbage, are you? Underscore. Dicebag said, I send 2 emails a month. Art.